Hey there, welcome to Find Your Sunne. I'm Cass.
And I'm Mare.
Join us as we find our sun through movement, nourishment, and well-being.
Awakened through the power of play. Let's dive in. That was quite the week last week. Again.
I know.
Was that crazy?
So crazy.
I mean, within 24 hours, we went from like no hurricane or like a hurricane is building out in the Gulf to a category 5. And all of a sudden it was supposed to hit half of the state and then it took over the entire state.
It was,
what was that like for you?
Well, I'm very fortunate and I'm grateful for the house that we have because we have a generator and hurricane windows. So I felt safe, but also like everybody was getting very anxious. But I'm also grateful for the protection that Florida has given us. Even when right before the hurricane came, they had restocked all of the water at the grocery stores and like put it front and center. And so I felt like, wow, like they have really done their due diligence in trying to protect the Floridians from this natural disaster.
Yeah. And really prepare us. I thought that it was quite the experience because even like just communication, I felt like I was in constant communication. I mean, I was getting the alerts on my watch and I was getting alerts through social media. And yeah, I felt like that was really helpful. And I think that the state of Florida really did their best to prepare us for what could have been very catastrophic.
Yeah, for sure. We got lucky.
Yeah. So I was telling Cassie, not to dive too deep into this because I don't really want to talk too much about it today, but this is kind of where the entire series that we're going to be talking about stemmed from. So the following morning after Hurricane Milton, I went on my walk, and when I was out, I was just taking in everything and just with such gratitude. And I realized, like we've had some pretty heavy episodes over the past couple weeks, and now we really want to dive into that deep sense of gratitude and like what it feels like. Right.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So welcome back to Find Your Sunne. I'm Cassie. And as always, I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Meredith. And how are you doing today, Meredith?
You
feeling good today?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, Cass. I really am. I'm excited to dive into today's conversation because it has a lot of meaning.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that we can all get better at and practice. So today we're starting something really special. Over the next few episodes, we're going to be exploring the concept of gratitude. We'll talk about how it impacts our lives and the science behind it and practical ways that we can cultivate it daily. We believe that gratitude can truly change the way that we experience life, and we want to bring you along with us for that.
That's right. Gratitude is such a powerful tool, and it goes beyond just saying thank you. Okay, it goes so far beyond that. If you find it challenging, to feel that deep sense of gratitude, you're really not alone. I think we all struggle with feeling gratitude in moments where it's hard to find that.
Oh yeah. Well, we're
emotion.
We're so far removed from how we get things sometimes because we just order something on Amazon and it comes to our front doorstep, but we have no idea who touched it or how it got there. Yeah. It's just like we buy something from the store and it's just like, oh, that's so convenient, right? But like, no, somebody grew that vegetable or grew that fruit and spent a lot of time doing it.
Yeah.
Or designing that toy,
Yeah.
So I think you're right. It is hard in a way to really find that gratitude because I feel like back in the day, you just saw how hard people worked for things. Like there was somebody that was cleaning, there was somebody that was cooking, and you just saw it like if you were in a small village, but now it's just so far removed.
Yeah. And we showed appreciation probably every day because we treated like the things that really mattered. Our time. Yeah. So
Exactly.
So, in this series, we want to unpack, how to embrace gratitude in different aspects of our lives, from relationships to self-care to navigating challenges. I think we'll discover that it's more than just an emotion. It's a practice that helps us grow.
Exactly. And what better way to kick off this series than by talking about the difference between gratitude and appreciation. I've been reflecting on how these two are connected but distinct. So gratitude is that inner feeling of thankfulness. It's an emotion. But appreciation is when you express it in a behavior. So it's about showing that gratitude through action. Meredith, I just want to start today by expressing my appreciation for you, because I've just really valued how we've gotten to know each other, how we've seen each other in so many different lights, in the bad days, the good days, and you really helped me see the world in a different way and shown me what true friendship looks like. And you've given me the shit sometimes when I need it. And I think that's really rare in a friend. Like, you tell me the truth and are honest. And I really value that. And not only that, but like just this enthusiasm that you have for life. And I just love I love being around you, because you are literally beam of sunshine.
Stop. She's gonna make me like cry right now. I mean, Cassie, we have really, I think what we've done is we've taken the time to pack all the, so I think our friendship, like, although it's been like, we have these months that we've spent together literally day in and day out. And I mean, we record from our home, my home. And so it's like Cassie just comes in the front door now, and we are so close.
I feel just like I'm another family member.
And the appreciation that I want to express to you is that in our friendship, before we started this, you helped me in ways that I can't even express, because you helped me find this light within myself that I needed to express, and I needed to let go of some things in my life too. And you brought me through those things.
Oh, good. I'm so glad that I was able to help you through that. Like, that makes me feel like valued, I guess.
That's what friendship is, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
It really is.
No, and I'm glad that like that actually really helped you through some things. And it's just about sharing and being vulnerable sometimes with people that you can trust and respect.
Yeah. Oh, and okay. So, and then building that trust, because I think you mentioned, like, I was honest with you, and I think that is part of building the trust, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Because when you're building a business, when you're building an idea, it's so delicate. And any, like, if one person is feeling a certain way and we don't express it, then part of it gets lost. And so I feel like when we're able to dive into those really deep nuances of who we are and why we are the way that we are, it really helps us like find each other's light and shine in.
Oh, I agree.
We just took a moment to express appreciation and gratitude for each other. But you know what else I really have to show appreciation to? Everyone that has called, texted, or reached out just to say, hey, I listened to your podcast and we really appreciate, or really resonated with this certain thing. And I just wanted to say thank you. If you're tuning in today, I want you to know that we appreciate you, so much for believing in us and for continuing to show up for us, because it really does mean everything. Because oftentimes, especially when you're putting yourself out there in such a vulnerable way, it makes you question, why am I doing this? Do I really need to do this? But it's within a hope that it's not for me, it's for it's for all of us. And I really do appreciate you.
And that support really helps us and helps us grow in a way that we can help support the community back. Let's shift gears a little bit. I want to invite you to think about how you can turn your feelings of gratitude into expressions of appreciation. Think about those people that maybe have impacted your life, or those people that just bring you comfort. Think about those people and how you can give them the gift of appreciation. How can you show those people in your life how much they mean to you? It's these small moments that can have such a profound impact. And we don't do life on our own. We have so many people that are helping us through life that we don't even think about. And to show that, to feel that gratitude, but then to also show it is profound, because then you're starting to create this like upshift in positive emotions, I think.
I love that.
You know, within your community.
Wow, for sure.
And maybe just the people around you. When I was reading the book, The Power of Play, there was a teaching by Dr. Robert Emmons, and he teaches how gratitude can strengthen our relationships. And he said gratitude is one of the few things that can measurably change people's lives. Which is kind of crazy to think that gratitude can change. That's a profound statement right there.
That's like, it's a gift, right? Because that's the answer to a lot of life's troubles.
Yeah. When we practice gratitude, we're not only improving our own well-being, but we're also strengthening our relationships. And I think that's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah. I think I want to second that appreciation and the difference between appreciation and gratitude. Again, appreciation is the act after the emotion of gratitude. So I think that that's really profound, like when you can actually break that down and realize that they go hand in hand. And, I think that it's a ripple effect of positivity, and the overwhelming good news is that gratitude is an antidote. It's the antidote to the feeling of want or envy or jealousy or lack thereof. It is a perception shift from our negativity bias to a positive bias. And, if we can make this shift, we can become more satisfied in our lives.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, studies have shown that couples that express satisfaction and appreciation for one another on a deep emotional level are statistically happier in their relationships. Actually, one study from North Carolina found that couples who frequently express gratitude foster a sense of positivity, which creates a strong foundation for the relationship. It's like that old saying, the grass is greener where you water it.
That's such a good old saying, right?
I love that saying, because it's like the one, the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence,
Yeah.
You have to think about that too. Like, not everybody is perfect. Like, there's always going to be issues in the relationship, in your relationships. There's no way around it. There's going to be conflict. People are different. We're different people, and we have different ways of views of the world. We have different opinions. And so this is inevitable.
And that in itself is an example of how you can shift the perspective. So you take the grass is greener on the other side, and then you turn it into the grass is greener where you water it. So it's just that shift, that small shift in thinking, right? And beyond relationships, there's a lot of evidence supporting the physical and mental health benefits of practicing gratitude. For instance, research has shown that gratitude can improve your immune system, which means literally it strengthens your body's defense mechanism. It can also lower blood pressure, which is a great benefit for your heart health, right?
Exactly. Yep. And that's incredible. Like the fact that gratitude can physically change your body is kind of insane.
And it's statistically significant.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, for real. And I've also read that gratitude can have a direct impact on sleep. It's been proven through studies that it helps people sleep better and longer. Something as simple as reflecting on what you're grateful for before bed can improve the quality of your sleep.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's maybe why it's so important to like meditate or pray or
have that gratitude practice before bed.
Yeah, in the evening. It has also been shown to increase the production of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters that make us feel good. So when we practice gratitude, it can act as a natural antidepressant, helping us to cope better with the daily stressors of life, you know? Imagine the power of something as simple as saying, thank you. Your brain is literally responding on a biochemical level.
Oh my gosh. And that's the beauty of gratitude, right?
And I want to remind you, we talked about this on a different episode, but if you can recall, there is a pillar when you look at the triangle and you think about the emotion and the behavioral side of our brain. And then if you look at the top, we have our cognitive reasoning.
Okay. So
triangle.
Cognitive reasoning, emotion, and behavior. Okay.
And so if you think of gratitude over here in this emotional category, right?
Yep.
How we feel.
Right.
The emotion affects the behavioral side, which also affects what actually comes out, like how we reason, how things to work, right? So just by shifting that emotion and turning it into a new behavior,
you're starting to like rewire it.
You're starting to rewire your brain so that when you think of, when it enters into cognitive reasoning, you're able to choose gratitude and appreciation as an outcome instead of something else that might be a stressor in life.
Right. So instead of having that negativity bias, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I need this, and then I'll feel better.
And I feel like that really simplifies things because it's so simple. Like if you think about a triangle and you know that emotion is a part,
is a part
an area of the brain that is an area of the brain that is important or responsible for the way we think. And then we have behavior, how we act and what we do. And then we have this ability to rewire neuroplasticity through cognitive reasoning.
That's really interesting. And I think that's important to note because even if you do have this negativity bias, which actually all of us have a negativity bias because we, as primal beings, we had to know if we had to run from a saber-toothed tiger and we had to know what that looked like. And so we are out constantly we had to be in the state of fear in order to stay safe. And that's not the world that we live in anymore. So now we have to practice having that positive mindset because otherwise you are always going to be stuck in a negativity bias. Like we are never, it's a lot harder to think about why you're grateful than it is to list all the things that you lack. Like I think if you were to say, make a list in your head of like all the things that you want right now, it would be pretty easy.
Yeah, it would.
But then like it is harder to do the opposite.
Totally.
It's because we have a negativity bias.
And that is essentially hardwired into our DNA, right?
Yeah.
Into our survival instinct.
Hardwired. So we have to.
So in order to rewire and provide something, a different hardware for generations to come, we have to begin to practice this right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, gratitude is not just a feeling about feeling good in the moment. It's about the long-term benefits for both our minds and our bodies. It helps us navigate stress. It improves our mental well-being, and it even helps you become more resilient over time, and you're able to deal with stressors in a more positive way. Like, I think about constructive criticism and how I've struggled with criticism in the past. And if you're holding that negativity bias, it's hard for you to learn from that criticism, I think, and actually take it into something that can make you better. Whereas, like, if you're like, okay, this person actually does want what's best for me and wants to see me succeed. And this is why they're giving me this feedback. And now I'm so grateful that they gave me this feedback, because now I can get better.
Yeah.
That's like, those are two different perspectives where it's like, if you were to just take that and be like, oh God, I suck. Like this, I'm actually really great at this. Like they shouldn't have said that. Like, you know, I think we can all probably resonate with a time in our life that that's happened, but
absolutely. Yeah,
you know,
for sure. You know, because gratitude is one of those practices that can have a ripple effect. When you incorporate it into your life consistently, it doesn't just make you feel good. It helps you be well inside and out. It ties perfectly into Barbara Fredrickson's broaden and build theory. She explains that when we experience positive emotions like gratitude or joy, it broadens our perspective. It helps us see more possibilities and builds our emotional and social resources. It's like planting seeds of joy that just grow over time.
That's really powerful, and it's very true. Gratitude shows up in everyday moments that we sometimes take for granted. It's not just the big events. It's about the small moments too, like the time I was rushing through errands and I decided to slow down at the post office. I was dropping off a package and things were a bit crazy. Of course, it was Christmas time and I was standing in line, you know, getting impatient, and because it was long. And I noticed this man that was standing behind the counter, and he was so upbeat, like, and this was his job, and he had this enthusiasm for life that just rubbed off on me that day. And it was like he had given me some of his energy. You know, it was
to give.
Yeah, which was, I needed it at the time. And the fact that I slowed down and like saw that and appreciated that, that was, you do really have to learn to slow down to appreciate the little things sometimes.
Well, and it took his energy, you know, he was so giving.
Yeah. And I mean, the only thing that I wish I would have done,
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he knew that, but he was also receiving because all of a sudden you reflected his energy.
Yeah. I probably smiled or something, but I do wish I would have shown the appreciation for his attitude, because I did really appreciate it. And maybe I didn't say it out loud to him, and maybe that would have made his day, but next time.
Yeah, totally. You'll get another chance. Yeah, gratitude isn't just something we feel in major life moments. It's woven into the fabric of our daily lives, you know, whether it's a smile from a stranger, a quiet moment with a loved one, or even just appreciating the beauty of nature around us. These small moments are where gratitude truly comes alive.
Before we sign off, we have a fun activity for you to try tonight during dinner or at the end of your day. Take turns with your loved ones and share one good thing that you did for yourself, one good thing that you did for someone else, and one good thing that you did for you. It's a simple way to practice gratitude and reflect on the positive moments in your day.
That's just such a great way to wrap it up. And remember, this is just the start of our gratitude series. Over the next few episodes, we'll dive deeper into how gratitude shapes our relationships, our well-being, and how we can bring it into every corner of our lives.
And we can't wait to continue this journey with you all. Thank you so much for tuning in and to always keep finding your sun.
Until next time, Sunseekers, have a beautiful week.
Thank you.
Just before you go, if you want to sprinkle some love our way without spending a dime, why not hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel? It's like giving us a hug through the internet. So please give that button a little tap tap and join our Sunne family.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you found the discussions enlightening and inspiring. Please note that the information provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only. All opinions expressed here are solely our own and do not reflect the views of any sponsors or affiliate partners.
And before you apply any of the health strategies discussed on the podcast, we recommend consulting with a professional to ensure it is appropriate for your specific circumstances.
Remember, we're here to spark conversation and ideas, not substitute for any professional advice.